Once upon a time in a small town, there lived a young boy named Albert Kahall. His story was one of promise and potential, but it took a dark turn early on in his life. Albert was a bright and energetic child, full of dreams and ambitions. But it was peer pressure that led him down a perilous path. Albert grew up in a neighborhood where the pressures of fitting in were overwhelming. He was only 13 when he first encountered alcohol at a friend's party. The loud music, the laughter, and the allure of being accepted by the cool kids were too much to resist. With the subtle push of his friends, he took his first sip of beer, setting in motion a series of choices that would haunt him for years to come. Initially, it was just harmless experimentation, but it quickly escalated. Albert's decision-making skills began to deteriorate as he regularly indulged in alcohol. He started skipping school, ignoring his responsibilities, and alienating the friends who cared about him. His grades plummeted, and his once promising future was slipping through his fingers. Albert's friend group underwent a transformation. He went from being friends with those who were active and responsible to associating with people who were risk-takers and often abusive. The allure of reckless behavior, drugs, and excessive drinking consumed him. His new friends led him down a treacherous path, and he willingly followed. As the years passed, Albert's life spiraled out of control. He lost jobs, failed to graduate from high school, and had a series of short-term relationships that always ended in chaos. Alcohol had its grip on him, and he could not escape. The turning point came on a fateful night when Albert made a series of poor decisions that would forever change his life. He had been out drinking with his reckless friends, and as he stumbled into his car, they cheered him on. Drunk and reckless, he sped down the dark, winding roads, showing off for his friends. Suddenly, the world spun out of control as his car collided with another vehicle. The impact was devastating, leaving the other driver critically injured. Albert's alcohol-addled mind struggled to comprehend the consequences of his actions. The victim's life hung in the balance. Albert was arrested for a DUI and faced the harsh reality of his choices. The legal proceedings were grueling, and his newfound notoriety in the town was far from the reputation he had once dreamed of. He realized the gravity of the situation as he sat in a cold, dimly lit jail cell, contemplating the devastation he had caused. The victim of the accident, a young woman named Sarah, had to undergo numerous surgeries and months of rehabilitation. Her life had been altered forever because of Albert's reckless actions. As he waited for his trial, he had plenty of time to reflect on the consequences of his choices and the pain he had inflicted on others. The trial came, and the evidence against Albert was overwhelming. The victim's emotional testimony painted a vivid picture of the pain and suffering she had endured. The judge handed down a harsh sentence, determined to send a message that such reckless behavior would not be tolerated. As the heavy prison gates clanged shut behind him, Albert had plenty of time to confront his past. He realized that it was the pressure to fit in and his poor decision-making that had led him down this path. The short-term pleasure of alcohol had given way to long-term consequences that would haunt him for the rest of his life. Albert's story is a cautionary tale of how peer pressure, poor decision-making, and the allure of alcohol can lead someone down a dark and destructive path. It serves as a reminder that the choices we make in our youth can have lasting and far-reaching effects on our lives and the lives of others.